American Heart Association is spotlighting how lives can be saved if more Americans know CPR and how to use an AED machine. In fact, about 70% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrests happen in homes. And here to talk more about CPR and AED, we have Palm Beach County Fire Rescue here with us, Charbel Khadij, again, a fire safety specialist. So good morning to you, Charbel. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
First, before we get started in the demonstration, I want to talk about what the difference is between sudden cardiac arrest and a heart attack. Is there a difference?
Yes, absolutely. So with sudden cardiac arrest, it's more of an electrical issue. So it's not able to keep up with the demand that the heart needs to pump the blood out. So that's more of an electrical issue. A heart attack, on the other hand, is a blockage. So that means that the blood's unable to move and supply to the vital organs of the body. So if a heart attack is left untreated, then it can go into a cardiac arrest event.
So when does CPR come into place?
CPR comes into place as soon as there's an unconscious patient on the ground.
Okay.
We want to verify that. We do a shake and shout. We make sure the scene is safe before we approach the patient always. But we do a shake and shout. We see if there's any response to our verbal communication or vigorous rubbing on the chest to see if there's any type of movement. If there's no's on all that across the board and there's no response and there's no signs of life, we go right into CPR, but we always call 911 as soon as possible.
Do we check for a pulse before we start CPR?
So when it comes to giving the bystander method, we don't recommend checking for a pulse or checking for breathing. So we want you to go right ahead, and there's two main steps. It's pretty much you call 911 and you push hard and fast at the center of the chest.
All right, so talk to us about this hands-only CPR.
Yes, so hands-only CPR is pretty much the conventional CPR just without the rescue breathing. So what we found, research has proven that we need to keep the main organ in the body alive. And a lot of the times, actually, people think that the main organ that we need to keep alive is the heart. But actually, we need to keep the brain alive is what it is. So when we're pushing on the chest hard and fast, we're circulating the oxygenated blood that's there up to the brain along with the vital organs and the heart. And as long as we keep pumping on the chest and circulating that blood, their chances of surviving doubles or even triples.
Wow, that's incredible. So how many compressions are we just doing compressions until, you know, a professional like yourself can get there?
Correct, pretty much. Once 911 is activated, then we'll go ahead and start being in our response time. During that time, a bystander, whoever's there, will start pushing hard and fast, giving the compressions, and we're just pushing, just keep pushing, just keep pushing. I like to use the example from Finding Nemo, how Dory says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep pushing, just keep pushing until we get there. We're pushing about 100 to 120 beats per minute, minimizing interruptions, allowing the chest to fully reset to its original positioning. That's really important to do because what happens is when we allow the chest to fully recoil, we're allowing the oxygenated blood that's there to fill up as much as possible in the heart. So the next compression we give, all of that blood as much as possible, we're pushing up to the vital organs such as the brain.
And the hand placements are the same as your traditional CPR
That's
with
correct.
the breathing? Okay.
Yep. So what we recommend is we want you to take your dominant hand, and the heel of your dominant hand is what's going to help drive the compression. So we're going to have our dominant hand center the chest between a nipple line. You're going to take your other hand and interlock on top, and you want to make sure that you're keeping a straight line as a pencil from your shoulder down to your wrist. Of course, we're a little higher up here, but you want to be over this patient, and you're bouncing on their chest using your upper body weight as leverage to give that compression. We recommend to push at least 2 inches, but 2 to 2.4 inches is what's recommended.
All right. Let's talk about AEDs really quick.
Absolutely. So in AED, this is an implementation into the sequence. This is not meant to be an interruption when it comes to the person giving compression. So we always recommend to have the AED set at the head of the patient. This stands for Automated External Defibrillator, and so the purpose of the AED is to shock the heart in hopes that it'll reestablish a normal heart rhythm. So it's very simple. It's an easy-to-use medical device. All we have to do is just turn it on and do exactly what it says.
All right, perfect. I mean, we've done so many stories where we hear about having these machines so close by saves a person life.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great thing to know.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. And if you want more information on tips and what you need to do if you're ever hopefully not in a situation like this, but if you are, all of that's on our website right now, WPBF.com.